All right, now that we're logged in, I'm going to show you how to create content on your page. So you'll see down here at the bottom that gear icon has turned into a commands button. So if you click that once, it'll expand into a menu, and we have a variety of options here. We have a help menu, which is built in to the website, so you can always access that if you need to have a quick question answered. You have a My Account section where you can change your password. We have the create post, which is again where we're going to create content on our page. We have manage content, which we'll go over a little later, and then we have a log out button. So we're going to hit this third option right here, create a post. And it's going to ask us to select a type to create. And you'll notice that these types correlate to the different headings that were on the sample page I showed you in the first video. So if you want to create a frequently asked questions post, you would select the FAQ option. For homework, you would select the homework option. For resources, you would select the resources option. Supply list option. Announcements option. So think about what you want to actually include on your page and what section you want it to be listed under. For this first example, I'm going to select the supply list option, and it takes me to an editing menu. It's set up like a word processor. I need to add a title at the top, so I'm going to call this supplies for your student to bring to school. And then underneath the title is a big text box with some formatting options. So this is where you're going to enter most of your information. Again, since this is a very simple post, I'm just going to add 4 different types of supplies. So let's say there will be pencils, paper clips, a binder, and pens. So with these 4 options, now you can use this formatting menu to make them look however you'd like them to. For this example, I'm going to actually put them in a bullet list. So I'm going to highlight all 4, and I'm going to hit that bullet feature to indent them and condense them. You also notice that when I was adding these, there's this P with a border that appears around the coffee. You'll see here. I'm just going to add some text right here, and I'll do it again. So this is just telling you that this particular text is going to appear in a paragraph, and then there'll be a break after it, and then another paragraph will be entered. So it's just letting you know that's how the formatting is going to happen, so don't worry about seeing that. So now I'm just going to select that and delete it. Once I enter my copy, I want to scroll down below, and you are given a couple options of other stuff you can add to this post. So for my particular post, I don't really need to add an image or a link or a file attachment, but we'll go over that a little bit later in some of the other examples. So I want to now go to the side section, the right-hand toolbar. And I want to ignore this top section. I don't need to make any changes there, but down under author, I need to actually search for my name so this post is linked to my page. And you'll remember on the roster, it's your last name is listed. It's Mr. Jones, Mrs. Jones, that sort of thing. So I'm going to enter my last name here, and it searches the entire website. And you may have a variety of posts that actually come up in this search. Right now, this is a very simple test space, so I only have 1. But if you do have multiple, you want to select the one that has teacher profile and colon before it, and then just hit the mouse to select it, and then just go down to the very bottom and hit save. And by doing this, we're going to see a draft version of the post we just created. And after you create anything, you're going to get a green menu right here that just basically tells you what you just did. So I'm going to just hit that once with my mouse, and it's going to go away. And then you'll see how this is going to look. So here's the title. There's a date on here, and then here's my bulleted list. But this is the expanded view of that post, and you're never going to really look at a post in this view. You're going to look at it as it's going to appear on your page. So I'm just going to go to the particular page. So again, I'm going to the teacher page. And then I am going to click my name. And now you'll see that I have, under the supply list category, I have this post I just created. And again, it's a draft. You know it's a draft because it has this orange background to it. And you always want to look at everything in a draft form before you publish it live on the website, just in case there's any spelling mistakes or you need some approval, whatever the reason is. You always want to look at a draft before you submit it. So to me this looks great, but now I need to go and publish it. So you'll notice that there is this little notepad icon in the upper right hand corner. I want to click that once. And then I want to select the Edit This Post option. And what that does is it basically just takes you back to that same menu that we created all this information in. So if you do need to make a change, say I want to capitalize all these materials, I could do so there. And then I just need to go down to this final tab right here. You'll see it says Publishing Options, and I want to click that, and then I want to select this top option that says Published. So to make a post live on the website, you publish it. And we do have the ability, you'll notice underneath this section there's something that says Publish On, that you can actually schedule a post to be published at a later date. So maybe you're putting all your information in at the beginning of the year and you want certain homework assignments or certain pieces of information to appear later on in the semester when you start to work on it for particular units. You could set up a date and a time for that post to be published. And all you need to do is you click on this field and a little calendar icon appears. So let's say I want to select it to appear on September 28th. And then I can actually select a date, and you just have to hit the second box and then enter the date, and then using the arrow keys, select the minutes and the PM or the AM. So that's if you want to schedule it in advance. So I'm actually going to hit this little X button next to it to clear that information and select the top option. Before I hit save, I do want you to see the second part though too. This says archived, and archive means, okay, say you just finished a big unit in your class and you want to remove that information from the website because it's no longer relevant. Those homework assignments are passed, the test has already happened, but you don't want to delete that information because next year you're going to need it again, or and maybe you'll want to reference it at some point this year too. So what you can do is you can archive it. And all that means is it takes that post off of your page, but it still stays in the database. So if a parent was looking maybe for an old homework assignment, or a student because they were sick and it's already been removed from the page, they can use the search feature and find it. And at the same time, you as an administrator can go use under the commands menu, you can go use the Manage Content button and go find old posts and then either republish them live or even do something called clone. So you make a copy of the homework assignment for the next year, maybe with some slight changes to it. So you can have both versions still on the website. So anyhow, we can go over that in more detail later, but I just wanted you to be aware of that feature as well. So I'm going to leave that alone. Archive does have the ability to archive on a certain date as well, just like the scheduled feature does too. So again, you may know when your test is going to be and you want to remove all that information maybe the following week. So you could set that date up ahead of time. But again, for this very simple option, I just want to publish it. So I have this first option checked, and then I'm going to hit save. And you'll see that orange background has been removed. I'm going to get rid of this green background. And now my supply list is live on the website.